Amado is a sneaky character in Boruto who fans have been trying to figure out for a long time. Recently, I caught up with the Boruto manga, discussed its merits, and even made a theory video on why I think Amado is actually the discarded body of Shibai Otsutsuki. And if you haven't checked that video out, you can do so by clicking the card in the top right. In this video, we have another theory for what Amado's potential true goal is, but this one is much less nefarious than the theory that he himself is just Shibai's leftover body trying to reattain godhood for some purpose. If you look at Amado becoming an Otsutsuki god somehow as being the sort of evil ending for Boruto, then consider this to be the not quite so evil route, because it's definitely not the good route all things considered, as the misery that has to happen for this plan to succeed removes any chance that we can look at it as a purely good ending. Amado Sanzu is a man on a mission, a man who very much like Kawaki is purely driven by his goals and his obsession over those goals, which often gets masked behind another person, like Kawaki's obsession with protecting Naruto being his motivation for everything he's doing to Boruto. At several points during the course of the story, Amado has made it clear to everyone around him that he has some sort of ulterior motive, some sort of secret goal that he's attempting to achieve, and somehow everything he does, even things that don't directly involve him, falls into place in a way that forwards this plan. We know that in exchange for his work with Kara, he was promised by Jigen that he would have exactly what it is that he wants once Jigen's experiments on creating a proper vessel for himself had literally borne fruit, but it wasn't immediately clear what Jigen is referring to in this promise. Just that somehow it's something that he is or will be in the future capable of granting Amado, just possibly not yet. Now this rings as suspicious to me, but moving forward, Amado was integral in not only making Kawaki the perfect vessel that Jigen needed, but he took it a step further and completely customized Kawaki using knowledge and technology that has impressed literally every other scientist who has seen it in the series. Amado seriously has like sci-fi level of scientific understanding and is capable of creating things that no other human on Earth has been able to do flawlessly. So we know that Amado invested a lot of time into Kawaki specifically, and not only that, but later when Kawaki lost his karma, Amado also implanted Isshiki's karma into Kawaki to give him the option to activate it in the future based on his own desires. Now many have speculated that Kawaki is actually Amado himself, or that Amado is Kawaki from the future, because many have drawn comparisons to their behavior and their obsessive nature, as well as a few visual similarities between both characters. However, I think something else entirely is going on here. Desire is a very important word for Kawaki's character. It's Kawaki's desire that drives his character forward, that fuels his motivations. However, more often than not, we've seen that despite this fuel and despite these motivations, Kawaki tends to be used by others, with even Momoshiki looking at Kawaki and telling him to keep being used by others until you're fed to the tree. But given Momoshiki's penchant for checking the future of his opponents, he could also be referring to Kawaki's actual fate. But how would we get there? Well, over and over again, we've seen very clearly that Amado doesn't want Kawaki specifically to die. That if there was one character who he's willing to protect over anyone else, it's Kawaki. Amado has drawn massive amounts of suspicion over this. However, now with Boruto and Kawaki's lives switching and the likelihood that Amado was unaffected by Eida's ability, it can be said that Amado now more than ever is in the best situation that he's ever been in, because he's a loyal supporter to Kawaki Uzumaki, the son of the Hokage, who just lost his father and is gonna need all the support that he can get. During this time, I expect Amado to take full advantage of the fact that he's now basically in the deepest inner circles of Konoha and keep pushing his goals with Kawaki as the puppet being used to reach them unbeknownst to him. But again, this is where we circle back around to finally make sense of our title. What is the real reason that Amado needs Kawaki Uzumaki? Well, like we mentioned, desire is very important to Kawaki's character, and when desire grows and grows and grows, it can often become obsession, especially when a desire is denied often for someone who isn't in a healthy state of mind. We've very much seen Kawaki go down this road, but Amado is a character who himself has told us that this is the road that he's currently on as well, by telling us the story of his daughter, Akebi. Amado tells us that he had a daughter named Akebi, but she came down with an incurable disease and he couldn't find any way to cure her. He decided that since he was already into cloning, he would just clone his daughter and give her a new body so she could be alive again. But when he did this, he realized that despite having all of the same memories, the person who he made wasn't his daughter, just someone who looked exactly like her and had her memories. This led to Amado believing that this was simply something meant for the realm of the gods, but he didn't actually give give up there. Amado tells everyone that when he gave Kawaki his karma, he actually encoded all of his daughter's DNA into the karma itself, meaning that if Kawaki gives over the karma to a new clone of his daughter, then it should work together and somehow bring his daughter back. But Amado himself, when asked, says that he isn't sure if this would turn her into some sort of Otsutsuki or make her a threat, but regardless, it's his only option. But Amado here is actually incorrect, and I don't think he doesn't realize that. I think he's leaving something out entirely because the Leaf doesn't need to know about it, and that is Eida's ability. In the most recent chapter of Boruto, we saw that Eida's true ability is to grant a wish using the power of Shinjutsu creation, and that's all depending on the desires of the wisher. But this ability likely wouldn't just be able to be used freely by anyone, just someone who meets very specific conditions, likely being an Otsutsuki or karma holder with a strong desire or obsession. And it might also have to be someone that Eida herself may or may not have to be infatuated with. Kawaki being the one to activate Eida's ability puts everything regarding Amado in perspective for me, especially with the way that he was begging Shikamaru to not destroy Kawaki and let him use his shutdown code on him instead. I believe that instead of having Kawaki give away his karma and place it into Akebi, potentially putting this new her at risk of becoming an Otsutsuki and of course another proper vessel, what if Amado is trying to use Kawaki to make a wish through Eida using Omnipotence that makes it so Akebi never died? We've been told that Eida's ability makes use of the fundamental creation Shinjutsu that could be called the code of the universe itself, something that rewrites reality as it sees fit when in the hand of a god Otsutsuki like Shibai. However, with someone like Eida or Kawaki who only likely have fragments of Shibai's DNA, it's unlikely either of them would be able to activate this alone, much like Momoshiki tells us, so by working together somehow, they were able to activate it. The issue that I have with this theory, however, is that since the Omnipotence ability is based purely on desire and latent desires, then is there any reason for Kawaki or Eida to truly desire for Akebi to have never died? If not, then would Amado have to try something even more dangerous, like taking over Kawaki's body somehow in order to make use of this ability? And if so, would that somehow mix in with our own Shibai Amado theory? Could Amado himself intend to feed Kawaki to the tree to gain the ability to use Omnipotence through Eida or even himself? And at the end of the day, what this theory is all about, will the day come where Amado meets his daughter again? And if so, will everything that it costs to get to that point be worth it? And will his daughter be happy to see what he's become in exchange for that cost? So does Amado only want to use Kawaki and Eida's Omnipotence to make it so his daughter never died and was never sick? Or do you think he'd rather run the risk of having his daughter become a proper Otsutsuki with Isshiki's karma as a price for her resurrection? Again, sorry if this is a theory that anyone else has had. I'm just now catching up with the Boruto manga, so some of my ideas might be things that you've heard of or thought of before, but when doing the research for these videos, I really go out of my way to just avoid every other Boruto content creator to try and not be influenced by their ideas at all. So hopefully this isn't the dumbest idea you've ever heard. If it is, sorry, let me know in the comment section below. But if I kept you busy and made you think for a second, I'd love it if you give this video a like to help boost it in the search page a little closer to the top. Next up, I'm still working on that Himawari Kurama video that I promised you guys, and I'm probably going to have that out by this weekend. So yeah, it's Pineapple. Check out the channel to see if there's anything else you enjoy. We do full story recaps on all sorts of stuff. I'll see you guys later. Love ya. Peace.